Take a little flight. Get lost in love. Let's go. Ma, it's no problem to hold you, tongue stroke you, please you like I'm supposed to. Touch spots that ain't ever been touched, and I won't stop till both these squirrels get their nuts. Hey, you know it's good when we freakin', king size squeaking after I ease in. If you was with me, baby, 24/7, best believe that every single day would be a sweet day. Girl, you sweeter than a cheesecake. If you want beef, prophecy will be a beefcake. I make love to you till you fall asleep, leave you with sweet dreams between the sheets.
Was the night before that night. I was born on that day, but not last night. Once upon a time, I had my cash right. Plug called, he ain't act right. I'm far from a slow nigga in this fast life. Pulled up, I got low, hit the black light. Once upon a time, slimy niggas catch a bad night. When bad police die, they don't deserve bagpipes. Once upon a time, they need to feel with God raps like old soul. So folks feel me like a past light, a head buster. I'm shining bright as a mag light. Once upon a time, when will the government act right? Opinionated imbeciles just
What's good, everybody? It's man Big Dumb coming live naturally to the TruPlayaz podcast. Right after the New York Mets game, I got a lot to talk about about this game, about how the season is going not in a different way, but the path that we were looking for as Mets fans is to get to win the division. We lost 2 straight against the Braves with our 2 best pitchers on the mound, and both pitchers had outings that they just didn't have it. They weren't ready to go. They didn't have it. Jake had a rough outing. He left after the 6th inning because of a blood blister in his finger. He left with a 3-1 deficit. They brought in Tyler McGill. He gave up 2 runs. Listen, we already know that Tyler McGill is not a guy that can come out the bullpen. So let's get him ready to start some games. We're gonna need him for the final game. For one of those games against the Nationals to pitch in. Let me get back to this game and what I saw in this game, and it has been alarming to see at certain points of the season. Like the broadcasters are saying, looks like Scherzer is favoring his oblique. It looked like he wasn't finishing his pitches at all. He didn't look like himself. He wasn't getting that extra oomph on his fastball, but at least he kept the Mets in the game with an opportunity to win. Okay, you give up 4 runs to a Braves team who are the defending world champions. Let's not forget that. They are the defending world champions. And as you can see, their lineup is crazy deep. Crazy deep. Swanson again hits another home run tonight, and Abbott chipped in with another home run, and Acuna keeps getting on base by any means, even on a check swing fly ball that dropped in right field between the first baseman and the right fielder. I don't know what's going on with the Mets right now. I just think that, if Nemo's not getting on base, if Jeff McNeil's not getting the big hits, this team is in trouble. Because it seems like Lindor could he got 2 hits today. Alonso gets 1 hit, but when it comes to get the big hit, they start to tighten up. They start to tighten up like no other. I can't count those guys on in the with a big time situation. This is big time right now. You have an opportunity to finish off the Braves. I'm a little bit greedy. I want them to go for the sweep, but that's not going to happen now. It could be the opposite. They could be swept by the Braves by tomorrow. We just hope that Chris Bassett to stop bleeding and at least win the season series against the Braves, so we have that tiebreaker, and then just hold our breath and try to sweep the Nationals. But this is the problem with the Mets lineup, and this has been an error on Bill Epler's part. When I saw them trade for Vogelbach and Ruff, I was not a fan of those trades, especially Vogelbach. At least Dan Ruff had some good seasons, but Vogelbach I was not a fan of as a left-handed bat coming off the bench or being a DH. I wasn't impressed by him at all. You know, and and then they were the broadcast in the on Fox was saying that the Mets haven't gotten nothing from their right-handed hitting hitters at the DH position. Now I'm gonna say some stuff that's gonna be blasphemous, and people gonna be like, I'm crazy. But the type of production that we got from the right-handed side of the DH, we sure could use Cespedes at his age. He probably would have done a whole lot better than what we have right now. Or just maybe if we just kept J.D. Davis, you know what I'm saying, and treated him better and not act like you didn't want him on the team, he could have done what he's doing in San Francisco right now on this team. Just maybe. Food for thought. Billy Epler dropped the ball on this. Dropped the ball. He made 2 bad trades, and there you have it. Now the team it looks like it's going to head over to a wild card. I hope not, because with our old pitchers, we need that buy. Jacob deGrom is like, what, 35? Scherzer is what, 30, 37, 38? They could use that extra few days of rest. That's the problem when you got older pitchers on the team. I mean, we got here because the Mets, every time they play the Marlins, we're going to go with the series before. The Marlins, the 3-game set against the Marlins, last place team, and they lose 2 out of 3. It's like every time the Mets play the Marlins in September, the Marlins are their kryptonite. They can't seem to beat the Marlins in September for whatever reason. And if it wasn't for Eduardo Escobar, bringing the Mets back from 4-0 down on Wednesday, the Mets would have lost the division already. Well, I'm lying because the Braves fortunately lost to the Nationals that night also. But this is a scenario. You know why? Because as the games get more important, the star players, I see how they grip the bats. I used to play baseball. I know what I'm talking about. I see them grip the bats a little bit tighter. They're being more impatient at the plate. They're striking out more. You know what I'm saying? I have an opportunity to. This is the practice to get for the playoffs, because the playoffs is going to be high pressure situation at every single at bat. Every single at bat is going to be pressurized, because every at bat in the postseason counts. Every pitch in the postseason counts. I know a lot of Mets fans are upset about what's going on today, but hopefully, for sure, we just need to get Chris Bassett, who's been the guy that plugs up the leaks lately, to close it down and win tomorrow's game against a very deep Braves lineup. Like I said, left-handed DH position, they got Vogelbach. Not a fan. Hell, I seen Daniel Murphy at the Old Timers game, and I felt Daniel Murphy gave us better production than Vogelbach. Don't you think, guys? And Daniel Murphy's retired. This has been a big mistake by the Met front office. I'm drinking my Jack Daniels because that's how upset I am about the Met game. This hope I don't choke, bugs. I didn't put this. No, it's straight. No ice, no rocks in there. Straight. That's how tight I am right now about my Mets. This is a series. The way I would have managed it, the way I would have played it, was I was going to go for the sweep when the series started. You have to go. That has to be the mentality. Don't give this defending world champions a room to breathe. Not only did they give them room to breathe, they put our team, the Mets, underwater now. Now we're climbing up to reach them. They're just about to take off. Everything is clicking for them at the right time. You know why? experience. They won a World Series last year. They know what it takes. This team, despite our stars, we got Francisco Lindor, $300 million guy. Got Pete Alonso, captain, polar bear. They haven't been in this situation. They haven't played in this type of environment where playoffs, everything matters. And it's going to come back and haunt them. If they don't straighten out, they don't loosen up and just have fun. Have fun out there. Do what you were doing during the season. Do what you got to do during the season. If you can't do that, then you have no business being in the playoffs, even though you clinched it. But now you got to go to the Dodgers. Let's just say you get past the Padres, Padres is a good team. Don't sleep on them. And the Mets struggled against the Padres this season. They struggled against them. So that's something you gotta you hope to avoid, but now you're staring at it right now. You're staring at taking on the Padres in the first round, in the wild card round, in the new format. I don't know who to trust in the postseason right now. Don't know. As far as pitching staff, we brag about the names on the back of the baseball cards, but guess what? We need those guys to step up and pitch to the baseball card. DeGrom didn't have his best stuff yesterday. He hasn't had his best stuff in his last 4 starts. And Scherzer, like I said, I agree with John Smoltz when he mentioned about his oblique. He looked like he was favoring his oblique a little bit. And the key oblique is very important for a pitcher because that's the final end of him finishing off his pitches. Get that drive off the rubber. Anyone wants to join the podcast? Let me know. I'm gonna put the link on the chat. You guys want to join in? Talk to me because I am live. This is not a pre-recorded stream. I am live. Anybody wants to sit there and talk to me? Go ahead. There you go. The stream is on. So, lo and behold, the boys from the Bronx clinched their division. Aaron Judge is the 61st home run. Congrats to him. Now everyone's trying to pitch around him so he doesn't get 62, which is bullshit, if you ask me. Let the man pitch to him as if he was pitching to him the entire season. And if that man gets a 62nd home run, he did it on merit. Now you're trying to do some bullshit. It's like bunting in the 9th inning, bunting for a base hit against a no-hitter. Cut it out. Pitch to the man. Let him get a 62nd home run. It's gonna happen. So these podcasts coming fast and heavy now, guys, because we're getting the Major League Baseball postseasons coming fast and hard. So if there's some big games you're going to see me on, whether it's going to be live or it's going to be on audio only, you guys will know. I'll let you guys know. But now let's get back to football. Let's discuss the New York Jets loss against the Bengals last week. They got smoked. Joe Burrows and the Cincinnati Bengals, the defending AFC champions, came back to life, came back and became aggressive. A few very big miscues by the New York Jet defense on third downs, which they could have gotten off the field. And Franklin Myers, I think he's a pro at that, getting those late hits on the quarterback. Even the quarterback was out of the pocket. Listen, leave the man alone. He gets a 15-yard penalty, and then Burrow hits Boyd for a 46-yard touchdown. Come on. Jonas head-to-head hit on the receiver. Come on, guys. It lacks discipline, and that falls on the coaches, including you, Mr. Salah. I want my receipts. Boy, you're going to give me my receipts after the season's over when they fire your ass for Sean Payton. Telling you. I'm actually pushing for it. I don't want to see my Jet team lose, but listen, if it gets me Sean Payton in that head coach position, that'd be gravy. At least maybe he could try to do something with Zach Wilson. Just maybe. he could salvage Zach Wilson. You know, Higgins and Chase had big games against the Jets, except they had a good games. They had their receptions against DJ Reed, who's playing good as cornerback, but they are staying away from Sauce Gardner. I mean, even though Chase had a big catch against Gardner in the third quarter, you know, they're staying away from him. They're staying away from him. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we've seen the last of Joe Flacco. You know, his final game was 28 for 52, 285 yards, two interceptions, sacked 4 times. Again, the offensive line is not protecting him. He's not moving out of the pocket. He won't be able to move. He's not a young quarterback anymore. He's older. So I don't know. And a lot of bad things happening. Quentin Williams is showing his frustration against the coaching staff, whether it's Ulbrich, he took it out on his defensive line coach, but he was really pissed off at Ulbrich about the constant rotations. Listen, this guy, Quentin Williams, could be as a potential Pro Bowler at the defensive tackle position. Let that man stay on the field. Especially when the coach said he was in his best shape of his life. Let that man stay on the goddamn field. Please? You know what I'm saying? And his brother Quincy was out, was taking the cart off this field with an injured ankle. It could be season ending. I think they did announce it was season ending. So, the Jets lose out on a linebacker, and they're gonna go play the Steelers. Zach Wilson returns against the Steelers. Maybe we get a little bit more rollout passing from him. I just hope that the chemistry is not broken between. Garrett and Wilson. Him and Flacco had some good chemistry as quarterback to wide receiver connection. Let's see if Zach Wilson can maintain that same connection with Garrett Wilson. I think he's going to be a star for the Jets. Waiting to happen. Star waiting to happen. We know he has some rapport with Elijah Moore. Let's continue that. And Corey Davis, yeah. I just wish Denzel Mims could be in his spot. You guys gonna hate me for saying Denzel Mims, but Denzel Mims needs to be freed by any means necessary, whether it's via trade or release, or get him on the football field. I know he's been nothing but an enigma since Adam Gase stopped coaching this team. But they got to play against the Steelers. Mitch Trubisky started for the Steelers. Let's see what happens, guys. No TJ Watt, so I think the Jets have an opportunity to win this football game and go 2-2. If not, they go down 1-3, and the countdown continues for, in my opinion, Sean Payton coaching the New York Jets. I'm putting it out in the air, guys. I'm putting it out in the air. Sean Payton will be the next New York Jet head coach. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, people, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it happen. Now we get to the Giants. The Giants get the Cowboys. I was sure that the Giants were going to beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys showed me something. I kind of underestimated them. Their defense is fire. With DeMarcus, with DeMarcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons rushing the passer. And that Giants offensive line that's still developing. Man, they took over that second half. The Giants was up 13-6 at halftime, and Cooper Rush has managed the game. He utilized his running backs. They used Elliott and the other running back he used as well, which is amazing. Amazing game. Cooper Rush has won his fourth start in a row, I believe. And all you Cowboy haters, you can't call them cowgirls this past week. We'll see what happens next week, but I think the Cowboys got something going. It's just unfortunate they lost Dak Prescott for the season. But the recipe is there for them to have a good season. I think the Eagles are going to win that division, though. The Eagles going to win that division. But like I said, Offensive line of the Giants were exposed. They got to continue to develop and protect Daniel Jones. He went 20 for 37, 196 yards and an interception. Saquon Barkley is back with his 14 catches, 81 yards and a TD. The Giants got to keep running the football. I know Daboll knows that. They got to keep running the football in order to stay in the game. They're playing against the Bears again at home. To see what happens. I think they should end up 3-1 by the end of this week. They play at 1:00 tomorrow, so 1:00 Sunday. In case I do restream this episode, which I will tomorrow. I will restream it tomorrow. But 1:00 Sunday. Looks like the Jets Ghosts going to be playing at 1:00 against the Steelers, which I told you guys previously, I hate it. I'd rather have an opportunity to see both teams in full. One at 1:00, one at 4:00, so I'll give you guys a proper report on both teams instead of be flipping between channels. All right, so we'll see what happens. On that note, I want to speak about Tua Tagovailoa, his injuries, which he was actually allowed back into the game Thursday night against the Bengals. I'm glad the NFLPA has fired that doctor that did the review on Tua. I seen the footage when he got hit the second time. Oh man, he had his fingers like this, and I was like, "Come on, what are you guys doing? He should have never been on the field in the first place." So I'm glad that doctor has been fired. Get rid of him. That's dangerous. The NFL has an issue with CTEs, and now Tua's out indefinitely, and Miami's on a roll too. Miami Dolphins is on a roll for all you Dolphin fans out there. So, on that note, I'm going to end the podcast by saying this. The New York Mets no longer, if they win tomorrow, they'll have the opportunity to control their destiny. If not, then they don't control their destiny, and they're definitely heading to the wild card game. So, on that note, guys, before I let you go, I want to say something. My words of wisdom before I end the podcast here is that very importantly is just be mindful what you say to people, especially people who you love and care about. They may say things that kind of anger you, but it's up to you to maintain your composure and not say heartless things to hurt their feelings or try to hurt their feelings. I learned that today. I should be learning that because sometimes when I get pissed off, I get a little acidic with my words, and I really try to go above and beyond to hurt people's feelings, and that's not. I'm trying to elevate from that and become a better man from that. And like I said, and I apologize to her. You know what I'm saying? Something I should never said, even though I was angered by what she mentioned. She thought, but it was up to me as a man to maintain my composure and be the protector, be the shield. And I failed in doing that by saying some ruthless words to her because I guess I was caught up with a lot of drama this week, especially with the whole Malika Andrews situation, how, a lot of women don't take accountability for their acts in certain things. It's always blame the man, blame the man, all that bullshit. Which most of the time, it is the man's fault. But when there's two consulting adults involved, both got to be held accountable, not one or the other. And that's my view on that. And like I said, next time I'll be much more mindful and mindful of my words, and learn from it. It's the best thing I can do. All right, so I'm gonna sign off on this podcast. You listen to this podcast on JoeyG Radio, Anchor, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeart Radio, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, any of the other podcast engines that you watch the podcast on. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, which is instagram.com/TruPlayaz podcast. All right. It's your man, Big Dom, hitting you guys up. Definitely can't wait to bless you with some new episodes with my brother, JoeyG. Hopefully have a guest host in Mars and one of the other people as we break down a few new topics that I will announce during the week that we hope to get to working on. I didn't forget about part 2 of the What If of Game of Thrones. I didn't forget about that either. So we're gonna bless you guys with some great podcasts on that note. All right. So I'm going to sign off on this podcast. I'll holler at you guys again, probably tomorrow after the Met game. You never know. Keep your ears open. Peace.